Tonight, something extraordinary is taking place. Not loud, not dramatic, not sudden, but gentle, intentional, and deeply meaningful. You may not fully understand why you are here right now, listening to these words, allowing this moment to unfold, yet there is a quiet truth moving beneath the surface of this night. This is not random. This is not accidental. This is not simply another video or another voice in the darkness. There is a reason you arrived here at this exact moment, on this exact night, carrying everything that led you to press play. Tonight, the world slows just enough for something sacred to reach you, not through force, not through urgency, but through invitation, a soft pull, a subtle alignment, as if the noise of the day stepped aside just for a moment so something wiser could speak, something older, something compassionate. You did not come here by coincidence. You were guided here gently and patiently by a presence that understands your journey more deeply than words ever could. There are moments in life when the soul grows tired before the body admits it, moments when the heart seeks rest long before the mind agrees. Tonight is one of those moments, and even if you cannot explain it, even if you feel unsure, restless, or simply worn down, something within you recognized this space as safe. Something within you recognized this moment as necessary. That inner knowing brought you here, quietly and faithfully. This night is not ordinary. These words are not meant to rush you, entertain you, or demand your attention. They are meant to meet you exactly where you are, to sit beside you, to breathe with you, to remind you that you are not unseen, not forgotten, and not alone in this moment of stillness. Tonight is not about effort. It is about arrival, arrival into rest, arrival into presence, arrival into a sacred pause that exists just for you. There is an ancient guidance at work now, moving softly through the stillness of this hour, a guiding intelligence that does not push or command, but aligns and supports. Archangel Raphael, known across ages as the healer, the restorer, the gentle guide of weary souls, has led you to this precise moment, not to overwhelm you with light, but to offer it gradually, not to demand belief, but to invite trust. Raphael does not appear with thunder or force. He arrives as calm, as reassurance, as the feeling that it is finally safe to stop holding everything together. You may sense this presence as warmth, or as a subtle easing in your chest, or simply as a quiet feeling of being accompanied. Or you may sense nothing at all, and that, too, is perfectly okay. Healing does not require sensation. Presence does not require proof. The sacred does not announce itself loudly. It settles in softly, like evening light, like the hush that falls just before sleep. Tonight, Raphael stands, not above you, not beyond you, but with you, guiding you into this space where effort can rest, where vigilance can soften, where the weight you have carried does not need to be explained or justified. This is not a performance. This is not a ritual you must get right. This is an encounter, gentle, personal, timeless. You are invited to stay, to allow this moment to continue unfolding, to let these words become a bridge between the day you are releasing and the rest you are moving toward. There is no pressure to feel calm immediately. There is no expectation to let go all at once. Simply being here is enough. Simply listening is enough. Simply allowing the next breath to arrive naturally is enough. This night holds a quiet promise that rest is possible, that healing does not require struggle, that guidance can arrive without demand. Raphael has guided countless souls through nights like this, through exhaustion, through uncertainty, through the long stretch of sleeplessness where the mind refuses to rest. He knows this territory well. He knows how heavy the night can feel when the body is tired, but the thoughts continue to wander. He knows the ache of longing for peace. That is why this moment matters, why this arrival matters, why these words are meeting you now. You are not here to be fixed. You are here to be held, held in awareness, held in gentleness, held in the knowing that this night does not belong to worry or fear, but to restoration, as the music beneath these words remains light and open, as the rhythm of your breathing continues naturally. Allow yourself to acknowledge this truth without effort. This is a sacred encounter, not ordinary, not rushed, not empty. This is a doorway, opening slowly, inviting you inward. And beyond this doorway, there is understanding, there is compassion, there is healing that does not demand your energy, only your willingness to remain. Stay with this moment. Let it settle around you. The night is only beginning, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. As this quiet moment continues, it is safe now to acknowledge what you have been carrying. There is no need to minimize it, no need to explain it away. Tonight is not asking you to be strong. Tonight is simply allowing you to be honest, gently, and without judgment. If you are here, listening in the stillness of the night, it is likely because sleep has not come easily. Perhaps it has avoided you for days, weeks, or longer than you can remember. Perhaps your body longs for rest, yet your mind refuses to slow, moving from one thought to the next without pause. Insomnia is not just the absence of sleep. It is the presence of a restless mind that cannot find its way home. It is the quiet frustration of lying in darkness while time stretches on. The ceiling becomes familiar. The silence grows heavy. Thoughts arrive uninvited, replaying conversations, revisiting worries, forecasting tomorrow, revisiting yesterday. Even when your eyes close, your awareness remains alert, watchful, unable to release its grip. This can feel lonely, it can feel exhausting, and it can feel endless. There is a particular kind of fatigue that comes from prolonged wakefulness. Not the simple tiredness that sleep resolves easily, but the deeper weariness that settles into the bones, into the nervous system, into the spaces between breaths. Your body may feel heavy, yet tense at the same time. Your muscles may ache without movement. Your head may feel full, yet strangely foggy. This is not weakness. This is not failure. This is the natural response of a system that has been asked to endure too much for too long. A restless mind often develops as a form of protection. It stays awake because it believes vigilance is necessary. It believes that if it relaxes, something important will be missed, forgotten, or lost. So it keeps watch. It scans the past. It anticipates the future. It holds on to worries as if they are responsibilities. And over time, this constant alertness becomes exhausting, mentally, emotionally, physically. You may notice how this exhaustion shows up in subtle ways. Difficulty concentrating during the day, irritability that arrives without warning, a sense of being disconnected from yourself or from others, a quiet sadness or numbness that lingers beneath the surface, or perhaps a feeling that you are always catching up, always behind, always just one step away from rest. These experiences are not signs that something is wrong with you. They are signals that you have been carrying more than your share. There is also a grief that often accompanies sleeplessness, the grief of nights that pass without restoration, the grief of mornings that begin without feeling renewed, the grief of knowing what rest feels like, yet being unable to reach it. This grief may not have words, but it lives in the body, in the shoulders, in the chest, in the slow exhale that comes when you finally allow yourself to admit, even silently, how tired you truly are. Tonight, you are not being asked to solve this. You are not being asked to force sleep or correct your thoughts. You are simply being seen, understood, recognized in the fullness of what you have been experiencing. There is comfort in this recognition, even if it feels subtle, because being understood does not require explanation. It requires presence, and presence is here now. If your mind is still active as you listen, that is okay. If thoughts continue to drift in and out, that is okay. You do not need to push them away. You do not need to engage with them. Imagine them simply passing by, like distant sounds, while something deeper within you listens and receives. Your awareness can soften without disappearing. Your body can rest without sleeping yet. There is time. Prolonged fatigue has a way of convincing you that this state is permanent, that this is how nights will always feel, that rest belongs to others, not to you. Tonight gently challenges that belief, not with arguments, but with compassion. Fatigue is not your identity. Insomnia is not who you are. They are experiences, not definitions. And experiences can change. especially when met with care instead of resistance. As the music beneath these words becomes deeper and gentler, allow yourself to feel the support of this moment. Nothing is expected of you. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are responding exactly as a tired human responds after long stretches of holding, thinking, worrying, and enduring. There is wisdom in this response, even if it does not feel that way. This acknowledgement is important. Before healing can begin, there must be recognition. Before guidance can arrive, there must be honesty. Tonight, you have offered both simply by being here. And as this understanding settles in, as your body begins to recognize that it does not have to explain itself, a subtle shift becomes possible. A shift from effort to allowance, from vigilance to permission in the next moments. The focus will gently move away from what has been draining you and toward the presence that has been guiding you here all along. You do not need to prepare. You do not need to change anything. Simply remain where you are, listening, breathing, allowing this understanding to wrap around you like a quiet reassurance. You are understood, and you do not have to carry this night alone. As this understanding settles softly within you, the atmosphere of this night begins to change. Not abruptly, not dramatically, but with a quiet shift in tone. Like the moment just before dawn, when darkness realizes it no longer stands alone. This is where attention gently turns away from exhaustion and toward presence. A presence that has been near all along, patient, attentive, and deeply compassionate. Raphael is known as the angel of healing. Not healing that rushes or overwhelms, but healing that restores balance, steadiness, and trust. Raphael's role is not to command your body into sleep or force your mind into silence. His role is to guide, to protect, and to support the natural intelligence within you that already knows how to rest, how to recover, how to return to harmony. He works with what is already there, not against it. Imagine now a gentle emerald light entering this space, not bright or blinding, but soft and steady, like a calm glow that soothes rather than startles. This emerald light is associated with Raphael's healing presence. It carries the quality of renewal, reassurance, and quiet strength as it appears. It does not demand your attention. It simply exists, filling the space around you with a sense of safety and care. You may sense this light as warmth, or as a subtle easing of tension, or as a feeling that the room feels slightly more open, more breathable. Or you may sense it only as an idea, a concept, resting lightly in your awareness. All of these experiences are welcome. There is no correct way to perceive healing presence. Raphael meets you where you are, not where you think you should be. As a guide, Raphael understands the paths of uncertainty, the nights of doubt, the moments when direction feels unclear. His guidance is gentle and precise, offering alignment rather than instruction. He does not push you forward. He walks beside you, He helps the inner compass recalibrate so that rest can find you again without effort. Tonight, his guidance is simple and focused. Remain here, allow this process to unfold, and trust that nothing is required of you beyond presence. As a protector, Raphael watches over the spaces where vulnerability appears, the quiet hours, the moments when defenses lower, the fragile threshold between wakefulness and sleep. His protection is not loud or forceful. It is steady and encompassing, like a calm watchfulness that allows your system to finally stand down. Under this protection, it becomes safer to relax, safer to release control, safer to drift. Notice how the emerald light does not stay at a distance. It gently fills the room, surrounding you without closing in. It respects your boundaries. It honors your pace. It understands that trust grows gradually. This light does not fix or correct. It restores balance by reminding your body and mind of their original rhythm. A rhythm that knows how to slow. A rhythm that knows how to settle. Raphael's energy is often described as gentle, but gentleness does not mean weakness. It is a strength that does not need to prove itself, a confidence that does not need to announce its arrival. In this gentleness, there is permission to stop scanning for danger, permission to stop holding yourself together, permission to let the next moment arrive without anticipation. You may feel invited now to stay with this experience, to continue listening, not out of obligation, but out of a quiet recognition that something meaningful is happening. This is not a message to consume quickly. It is a process to move through slowly. Raphael's presence unfolds over time, layer by layer, breath by breath. Staying until the end allows this unfolding to complete its natural arc. There is no urgency, number, requirement to reach a certain state by a certain time. Healing unfolds at the pace of safety, not at the pace of expectation. Raphael understands this deeply. That is why his presence feels calm rather than demanding, spacious rather than intense. He remains as long as needed, not leaving when silence appears, not withdrawing when awareness softens. If doubt arises, let it be there. If skepticism appears, let it rest quietly alongside curiosity. Raphael does not require belief to be effective. He responds to openness, even the smallest amount, simply listening, simply staying, simply allowing this moment to continue is enough. As the music beneath these words creates more space, as the rhythm slows slightly, allow yourself to feel how it is to be accompanied rather than managed, supported rather than corrected, watched over rather than monitored. This is the quality of Raphael's presence. He does not intrude. He attends. In the moments ahead, this presence will begin preparing your body for rest in very practical, physiological ways. But for now, simply acknowledge that you are not alone in this night, that healing has arrived quietly, that guidance and protection are already in place. Stay with this. Let the emerald light remain. Let Raphael's gentle energy hold the space as you move naturally toward deeper rest. Now, with Raphael's gentle presence established and the space around you held in calm awareness, the body is invited to begin its own natural transition into rest. Nothing needs to be forced. Nothing needs to be adjusted quickly. This is simply an introduction, a soft suggestion to the nervous system that it is safe to slow down. Allow your body to settle into a comfortable posture, the one it has already chosen or the one it gently seeks now. Let the weight of your body be fully supported by the surface beneath you, noticing how there is no need to hold yourself up. If your eyes are not yet closed, you may allow them to close now, softly and without effort, as if they are responding to gravity rather than instruction. If they are already closed, simply notice the darkness behind them, not as emptiness, but as a quiet space where activity can gradually dissolve. There is nothing you need to look at, nothing you need to monitor. Vision can rest now. Begin to notice your breathing, not by changing it, but by allowing awareness to rest gently on its natural rhythm. Each breath arrives on its own, and each breath leaves on its own. With every exhale, the body receives a subtle signal that it can soften just a little more. Muscles do not need to release all at once. They release in layers, in their own time, as the message of safety continues to repeat itself beneath conscious thought. As you remain here, the outside world begins to fade, not suddenly, but gradually, like sounds becoming more distant as you move further into stillness. The concerns of the day lose their sharpness. The edges of thought blur slightly. What remains is the simple sensation of being supported, of being allowed to rest without explanation or justification. The nervous system responds naturally to this slowing. Brain waves begin to soften, moving away from urgency and alertness, drifting toward quieter frequencies that welcome restoration. This shift does not require your effort. It happens when the body recognizes that it is no longer being asked to perform. Simply by staying still, by remaining receptive, you allow this transition to unfold. Notice how the jaw can rest, the tongue resting comfortably in the mouth, the space around the eyes becoming smooth and unstrained. Shoulders may drop slightly, or perhaps they remain exactly as they are. Both are fine. The body knows how to rest when given permission. Even the smallest release is meaningful. The room around you remains, yet it no longer demands your attention. Sounds, if they exist, become part of the background, no longer carrying information that needs to be processed. Light, if there is any, feels distant and unimportant. Your awareness naturally turns inward, not with focus, but with ease, like sinking gently into warm water. As this continues, There is a growing sense of separation from the demands of the outside world. Messages, tasks, responsibilities, and expectations all remain where they are, but they no longer need your engagement. This time belongs to restoration. This moment belongs to your body, remembering how to rest. There is no goal to reach, no particular feeling you must achieve. Some people feel heavy at this stage, others feel light, others feel very little at all. Each experience is correct for the body that is having it. Trust the process without analyzing it. Trust the intelligence beneath awareness that has guided you into rest countless times before. With each slow breath, the boundary between wakefulness and sleep becomes softer, more permeable. Thoughts may still arise, but they carry less urgency. Sensations become more diffuse. Time begins to lose its structure. This is the threshold where effort dissolves and rest begins to take shape naturally. Remain here. Let the body continue this gentle descent. Raphael's presence stays close, not intervening, simply ensuring that the environment remains safe and supportive. In the moments ahead, this calm will deepen, and a more sacred connection will be invited, one that allows healing to enter fully. There is nothing you need to prepare beyond this. Simply allow yourself to continue, breath by breath, deeper into rest. Now, as the body rests more deeply and the boundary between effort and ease continues to soften, this moment becomes sacred, not because of ceremony or formality, but because of intention. Intention that is quiet, sincere, and deeply personal. This is the moment of invocation, where presence is acknowledged and connection is gently invited. There is no need to speak aloud. There is no need to perform. The call is made through awareness, through willingness, through the simple openness of the heart. Archangel Raphael, healer and guide, is invited now, not summoned, not demanded, but welcomed. His name carries a frequency of restoration, a resonance that the body and soul recognize, even if the mind does not analyze it. Raphael, allow the name to rest softly within you, like a tone that vibrates, gently through the chest, through the breath, through the space around you. Raphael, there is no rush. Let the name arrive slowly, naturally, as if it has been waiting for this moment. Raphael sees every sleepless night you have endured, every hour spent awake while the world rested, every moment when exhaustion weighed heavily and relief felt distant. Nothing has gone unnoticed. Nothing has been dismissed. Raphael's awareness extends beyond time, beyond circumstance, into the quiet truth of your experience. He sees not only the fatigue, but the effort you have made to continue, to function, to care, even when rest felt unreachable. In this recognition, there is no judgment, only compassion, only understanding. Raphael does not ask why you are tired. He knows. He does not ask why your mind wanders. He understands. His presence does not question your worthiness for healing. It affirms it simply by being here, simply by remaining open. You have already answered the call. Invite now the healing light associated with Raphael to fill the room, not abruptly, not overwhelmingly, but gradually, like a soft mist of emerald light that begins at the edges of the space and moves inward. This light is calm and intelligent. It knows where to go. It knows how to adjust. It does not intrude. It harmonizes. As it fills the room, it also surrounds your body, creating an atmosphere of safety and gentle support. Notice how this light does not stop at the surface. It permeates the air, the walls, the quiet spaces between objects, until everything feels subtly held within the same field of care. This is not imagination in the sense of fabrication. It is participation. Participation in a state where healing becomes possible because resistance has softened. Raphael's presence now feels closer, not as a figure to observe, but as a quality to experience, a steadiness, a calm attention, a protective awareness that allows the deepest systems within you to finally rest. He stands watch not from above, but from within the space itself, ensuring that nothing is required of you during this night except rest. As the emerald light continues to fill the room, it gently adjusts to your needs. Where there is tension, it soothes. Where there is overstimulation, it calms. Where there is depletion, it restores balance. This light does not force change. It offers support, allowing your own natural healing intelligence to respond in its own way and time. You may feel a subtle warmth, or a sense of expansion, or simply a deepening quiet. You may feel very little at all. All experiences are valid. Healing often works beneath the level of sensation, especially when the body is preparing for sleep. Trust that what needs to happen is happening, even if the mind remains neutral or curious. As you remain here, allow yourself to silently acknowledge Raphael's presence once more. Raphael, the name does not need repetition for emphasis. It needs only sincerity. With this acknowledgement, a spiritual connection is established, not dramatic, but real, not temporary, but sustained. Raphael remains attentive and patient throughout the night. This connection does not require constant awareness. You do not need to hold on to it. In fact, it strengthens as you let go. As consciousness begins to soften further, as the edges of thought blur, Raphael continues his work quietly, seamlessly, without interruption. The room now feels different, quieter, safer, more contained. This is the environment where rest can deepen, where the mind can finally begin to slow its pace without fear of losing control. The invocation has been received. The response is already unfolding. Remain here for a few more breaths, allowing the sacredness of this moment to settle fully. There is nothing else to do, nothing else to call. Raphael is present. The healing light remains, And as this connection stabilizes, the next phase will gently quiet the mind itself, allowing thoughts to loosen their grip and drift away naturally, without effort, without struggle. Now, as Raphael's presence remains steady and the healing light continues to hold the space, the mind is gently invited to rest, not by force, not by discipline, but by reassurance. The mind has worked hard. It has protected you. It has anticipated, remembered, planned, and prepared. Tonight, it is allowed to pause. It does not need to stay alert. It does not need to solve anything. It is safe to slow down. Thoughts may still arise, and that is natural. When they do, notice how they no longer arrive with urgency. They drift in softly, like distant echoes, and just as softly, they begin to dissolve. Fast-paced thoughts lose their momentum. They no longer connect into long chains. Each one appears, then fades, without needing attention or response. There is no need to follow thoughts, no need to push them away. Simply allow them to pass through awareness, like clouds moving across a quiet sky. The space between thoughts grows wider now. In those spaces there is calm. In those spaces there is rest. The mind begins to realize that nothing is required of it in this moment. Worries about tomorrow gently loosen their grip. Plans, tasks, and responsibilities recognize that they do not belong to this hour. Tomorrow will come in its own time, and when it does, you will meet it with more clarity and strength after rest. For now, tomorrow can wait. It does not need your attention. It is safe to let it go. Regrets about yesterday soften as well. Conversations replayed, choices questioned, moments revisited, all begin to fade into the background. The past cannot be changed in this moment, and it does not ask to be carried through the night. You did what you could with what you had, the time that is enough. The mind can release yesterday now. It does not need to review or correct it. As thoughts slow, anxiety loses its fuel. Anxiety thrives on movement, on anticipation, on vigilance. In stillness, it weakens. In safety, it dissolves. The nervous system receives a clear message now, repeated gently and consistently, that there is no threat to respond to, no danger to monitor, no problem to solve. Allow yourself to hear these words as a whisper, not from outside, but from within, carried on the same gentle rhythm as your breath. You are safe. There is nothing you need to do. You are safe. Nothing is being asked of you. You are safe. Rest now. Let the phrase repeat softly, without effort, without emphasis. You are safe. Rest now. Each repetition is like a lullaby, soothing the mind, reassuring the deeper layers of awareness. The words do not need analysis. They do not need belief. They simply need to be heard. As the mind quiets, awareness becomes diffuse and spacious. There is no single point of focus. There is only a sense of floating, of being held, of not needing to anchor attention anywhere. This is the state where sleep begins to approach naturally, without invitation, without command. If a thought briefly pulls attention, it is met with the same reassurance. You are safe. Rest now. And the thought dissolves, losing its importance, losing its charge. Over time, the mind learns that it does not need to stay active to remain secure. Raphael's presence continues to support this quieting process, gently, shielding the mind from intrusion, guiding it toward stillness without pressure. Healing unfolds in silence as much as in awareness. Even when words fade, the work continues. Remain here, floating in this soft mental quiet. The stream of thoughts has slowed to a gentle trickle, then to stillness. Anxiety no longer has a foothold. The mind is resting, just as the body has begun to rest. In the moments ahead, this calm will move deeper into the physical body, releasing tension and preparing you for truly restorative sleep. Now, as the mind rests in quiet stillness and Raphael's presence continues to hold the space, attention gently shifts into the body. The body no longer needs to carry what the day placed upon it. It has been listening, responding, adapting, and protecting for many hours. This is the moment when it is allowed to release, not all at once, not with effort, but gradually, naturally, as healing moves through each layer. Begin by noticing the top of your head, the scalp softening, the muscles they're no longer holding tension. There is nothing to think about. Simply allow the sensation of release to be suggested, and the body will respond in its own time. The forehead smooths. The space between the eyebrows widens. The eyes rest deeply in their sockets, heavy and calm. The muscles around the eyes let go completely. The jaw relaxes, no longer clenching or holding. The tongue rests comfortably. The face becomes still and neutral, free from expression, free from effort. This relaxation flows downward into the neck, where many hours of holding begin to unwind. The neck muscles lengthen gently, releasing accumulated strain without resistance. Shoulders drop slightly, no longer supporting invisible weight. They settle into the surface beneath you, heavy and warm. Arms follow naturally. Upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, and fingers all releasing together, as if gravity itself is guiding them downward. There is no need to hold on to anything. Hands rest open and relaxed, as this wave of relaxation moves into the chest. Breathing becomes deeper without intention. The heart area feels supported and protected. There is nothing to guard against, nothing to brace for. The muscles between the ribs soften, allowing breath to move freely and easily. With each exhale, the body sinks further into rest. The abdomen gently releases. The muscles there no longer need to stay tight or alert. Digestion slows. Internal systems shift into nighttime mode, focusing on repair rather than action. The lower back, often carrying silent tension, begins to ease. Muscles there soften, allowing the spine to rest comfortably. Hips release, next, heavy and grounded. Thighs relax, the large muscles no longer engaged. Knees soften, calves and ankles follow, tension draining downward. Feet grow warm and heavy, toes loosening completely. The entire body now rests as a single, unified system, balanced and supported. As muscles relax, the nervous system responds. The balance shifts from alertness to restoration. Signals of safety move through the body, allowing heart rate to slow, blood pressure to settle, and internal rhythms to synchronize. This is the state where true healing occurs, beneath awareness. Without effort, Raphael's emerald light continues to move gently through the body, not scanning, not fixing, but harmonizing. Wherever there was imbalance, it brings steadiness. Wherever there was fatigue, it brings renewal. This process does not require your attention. In fact, it deepens as attention fades. You may notice a sensation of heaviness, or floating, or warmth. You may notice very little at all. All responses are signs that the body is entering deep rest. Trust this process. Your body knows how to heal when given the right conditions, and those conditions are present now. Sleep approaches not as an event, but as a continuation. Consciousness gradually softens. Awareness becomes distant. The line between thought and sensation blurs. This is the threshold of deep restorative sleep, where the body repairs, restores, and resets itself naturally. Remain here. Let the body continue to rest. Raphael remains nearby, quietly ensuring balance and protection as you move deeper. In the next phase, this sense of safety will extend into the night itself, guarding your sleep and guiding your dreams so nothing disturbs. This healing rest. As your body settles into deep rest and awareness becomes soft and distant, the night itself is gently placed under protection. Raphael remains present, not as a figure you must imagine, but as a quiet watchfulness that surrounds you completely. Nothing enters this space without permission. Nothing disturbs what has been carefully prepared. The night is safe, held within a calm and steady guard. Raphael's watch extends through every hour of sleep. There is no moment when attention fades or protection weakens. Even as consciousness drifts away, this presence remains alert, ensuring that your rest remains uninterrupted and peaceful. You do not need to stay aware. You do not need to monitor or control anything. That role has been lovingly taken from you. The space around you is gently purified. The air feels clean and calm. Lingering energies from the day dissolve quietly, losing their influence. Emotional residue, mental tension, and subtle stress are released, leaving only clarity and stillness. This purification does not remove anything essential. It simply clears what no longer belongs, allowing the night to remain light and undisturbed. Under this watchful presence, the mind is shielded from disturbance. There are no nightmares here, no sudden jolts, no intrusive images. The pathways of fear and anxiety are closed for the night, gently and completely. They do not need to be fought. They simply no longer have access. Dreams, if they come, arrive softly, gentle dreams, neutral dreams, or perhaps no dreams at all, only deep, dreamless rest. Whatever form they take, they are calm and unthreatening, aligned with restoration rather than disruption. The subconscious is guided toward harmony, not reactivation. Raphael's emerald light continues to fill the sleeping space, forming a quiet boundary of peace. This light is intelligent and adaptive, responding instantly if anything attempts to disturb the calm. You are surrounded, protected, and held. There is nothing you need to guard against, nothing you need to anticipate. As the night unfolds, time loses its structure. Hours pass unnoticed. The body moves naturally through cycles of deep sleep, each one supported and protected. Healing continues beneath awareness, uninterrupted and effective. Every system is allowed to restore itself fully. Even if brief moments of awareness appear during the night, they are met with the same reassurance. You are safe. You are protected. Rest continues easily. Awareness fades again without effort, returning you to deep, peaceful sleep. This protection remains until morning, not fading with attention, not dependent on belief. It simply is. Raphael watches so that you do not have to. The night belongs to rest now, completely and fully. Remain in this sense of absolute security. There is nothing to fear, nothing to resist, nothing to prepare for. Only rest, protected and undisturbed, carried gently through the night. Now, as the night holds you steadily and sleep has begun to deepen, these gentle declarations are offered quietly to the subconscious. They do not ask for attention. They do not require understanding. They are simply allowed to settle, repeating softly, creating stability and reassurance at the deepest level of awareness. The conscious mind does not need to participate. These words are received naturally, like a rhythm the body already knows. You are safe, safe in this moment, safe in this night, safe in your body as it rests. You are safe without effort. You are safe without vigilance. You are safe without needing to stay aware. The nervous system hears this message and responds. Muscles remain relaxed. Breathing remains slow and even. The body recognizes safety not as an idea, but as a felt state. You are safe, and nothing is required of you. Sleep comes easily. Sleep arrives naturally. Sleep does not need to be chased or forced. Sleep comes as it always has, when the body is ready and supported. Sleep flows in gently, like a tide returning to shore. Sleep deepens with every breath, with every passing moment. There is no struggle here. There is no waiting here. Sleep comes easily, The subconscious receives this truth without resistance. The pathways of rest remain open and clear. The transition into deeper sleep continues smoothly, uninterrupted and calm. Insomnia loses its power. It no longer defines the night. It no longer controls the body. The habit of wakefulness loosens. The pattern of restlessness dissolves. The night reclaims its natural rhythm. Insomnia is no longer needed. It no longer serves a purpose. It gently releases its hold and fades into the background. The body remembers how to sleep. The mind remembers how to rest. The night returns to what it was always meant to be. You do not need to monitor this change. You do not need to observe progress. The shift has already begun. Raphael continues healing while you sleep. Healing does not pause when awareness fades. Healing deepens when effort dissolves. As you sleep, balance is restored. As you sleep, the nervous system recalibrates. As you sleep, the body repairs and renews itself naturally. Raphael remains present through every stage of rest. Through light sleep, through deep sleep, through moments of dreaming and moments of stillness. You are never unattended. You are never unprotected. Effectively, and completely. These declarations repeat softly beneath. Awareness, not as commands, but as truths being remembered. You are safe. Sleep comes easily. Insomnia loses its power. Healing continues through the night. Each repetition stabilizes the state of rest, reinforcing calm and security at the deepest level. There is nothing else to affirm, nothing else to decide, nothing else to hold in mind. The subconscious has received what it needs. The body remains at rest. The night continues peacefully. Allow these words to fade into silence as they settle fully. They do not need to be heard. Again, they do not need to be recalled. They are already working, already integrated, already part of this night of rest. The night is quiet now. Everything that needed to settle has settled. Breath moves slowly. The body rests without effort. Awareness drifts, no longer needing direction. Raphael remains, not moving, not speaking, simply present. There is no need to stay aware of this presence. It does not fade when attention fades. It does not leave when sleep deepens. It stays calmly, steadily, through the night. You are not alone. You have not been alone at any point during this night. Even now, as consciousness softens, support remains constant. Nothing changes when you let go. Healing continues quietly, without sensation, without effort, without interruption. The body knows what to do next. The mind no longer needs to guide anything. Everything essential happens on its own. Thoughts have slowed, then thinned, then dissolved into stillness. If awareness appears briefly, it is gentle. If it fades naturally. There is nothing to hold on to. Raphael stays as sleep deepens, as dreams soften or disappear. As the night moves forward, unnoticed, time becomes irrelevant. There is no waiting. There is no counting. There is only rest continuing. The room remains calm. The space remains protected. Nothing enters, nothing disturbs. Breathing is slow and steady. The body is heavy and warm. The nervous system rests fully. There is no effort now, no intention, no direction, only sleep, only rest, only quiet. Continuation. Healing moves beneath awareness, layer by layer, system by system, without urgency. Balance restores itself gently. Energy replenishes naturally. You do not need to observe this. You do not need to remember this. It happens regardless. Raphael remains through the deepest stages of sleep, through silence, through stillness, through the long, uninterrupted hours of rest. You are held. You are protected. You are supported. Nothing is required of you. Sleep now. Rest deeply. Sleep now. Rest deeply. There is nothing else to hear, nothing else to follow, nothing else to stay awake for. Just rest, just sleep, just continue. And as the words fade, as the silence opens, as awareness disappears completely, the night carries you onward, gently, safely, and without end.